What's up, guys? Welcome to the Riverside section of this episode. We're talking about the great Philly Joe Jones, and he pretty much has to represent Riverside. He's a sideman on so many great Riverside sessions. Him and Sam Jones kind of lock it down for a long stretch. He's a fantastic drummer. He's not as heavy-handed as a Blakey or as an Elvin Jones. He's very light, springy, elasticy, buoyant, full of flair and life and energy, but he's part of the modern era. You know, the post-Kenny Clark, Art Blakey era. He's on so many great records. He's one of the most important sidemen in the history of jazz, along with Paul Chambers, along with Kenny Burrell. Philly Joe's a guy that shows up on great session after great session. Riverside gives him, I think, 3 albums as a leader, and he gets a couple else on Atlantic with Elvin. But I picked this one because it's got Aaphilly, Lee Morgan, Golson, Herbie Mann's on a couple tracks, Blue Mitchell, Wynton Kelly, Sahib Shihab, and Curtis Fuller. So he picks quite a lot of great talent to accompany him. And I don't think everybody's on every track. I think it kind of is a bit of a hodgepodge. But it's a fun record with a lot of great talent on it. You get a lot of flair from Philly Joe. He gets a lot of space to do his thing with great rhythm and groove around him. He picks a lot of guys that are great groove players. Curtis Fuller's a great groove player. Benny Golson's a great groove player. Lee Morgan, Cannonball. These guys can all hold great grooves. They don't have to be soloing all the time. And they let Philly do a lot of the filling. And of course the horn players all get their turn to shine. But this is a great record. Blues for Dracula is also a great record on Riverside. You gotta love Philly Joe Jones. And I tried to put the guys with the labels that represent him the best to some degree. Like I put Philly Joe with Riverside, I put Art Taylor with Prestige. I was going to do Blakey with Blue Note, but I'm going to cover Blakey extensively in the main piece on this episode. And that La Rocca record was kind of killing me, so I decided to do it. We got Blakey covered with Jubilee. But we managed to cover most of my favorite drummers with the 15, 16 different labels that we're going to talk about, which is kind of cool. Philly Joe, great guy.